All right, I know the strategy. Okay, we gotta time the hits. Oh, you up, Raz.
I got this. Okay, I don't think I've played Mundo dodgeball in my life.
What was the strat? Did you just like not move and just aim
No,
cleavers?
like the moment you're hitting him, he's not gonna be able to move, right? So then I throw the cleaver.
I threw it in between my laptop, so I had to pick up the ball.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
lob shot.
I started lobbing them once I saw you could do that.
Yeah.
Good strat. So you hit the keyboard.
Hello, I'm Fly Speaker. I'm gonna get myself permabanned on the chat.
I feel like Raz was doing a bad throw.
I would blame.
I don't know if
I think
wait
Raz
a
was
minute, hold
playing
up.
Raz.
You were doing bad throws the entire game. I don't want to hear that.
Dude, it's so scary. I think I'm gonna get hit in the face all the time when it's coming at me. I'm like, oh, it's coming.
I feel like my eyes are gonna be permanently just like.
All right, welcome back. Round 2 of Mundo Dodgeball. Mark and Raz have the PC. Speak and Blabber are throwing. Currently, there is a lead for, I think, Mark and Speaka. If they win again, it's over. Otherwise, we go to game 3. 4, 3,
What the hell, dude? You threw
1. Who cares? Go!
I'm scared. No, hit my
Everyone.
Damn.
God, so
Okay.
My phone got us out of here.
Wait, I gotta put on lock camera.
You gotta throw,
I opened
Mark.
the shop.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Where are you going?
Raz, you
That's a
gotta
penalty.
throw.
I was locking.
He walked into my zone.
I can't get.
Yeah, but I didn't hit you.
I'm not getting.
Get out of my zone.
I'm
you gotta
just
throw.
posturing.
I'm trying. This is illegal. Where's the ref?
Hold on. Let me get the ball.
Oh, Raz is getting destroyed.
He went into my
I'm
zone.
winning. Oh, I shouldn't have turned my back.
Oh, the
Oh,
comeback.
that's a hit. That's a hit.
Wait, the comeback.
Oh,
Back is real.
Raz Blabber. Oh, nice shot by Blabber right into Mark's PC.
God damn it.
Speaka misses.
I'm trolling.
Another hit by Blabber. Another hit by Blabber.
I tried the back step.
Speaka can't hit Raz at all.
Wait, I can do this.
No, you can't. You suck.
I can do
Another
this.
hit.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm gonna be the
Raz
winner.
Blabber. One more.
Oh, you got it.
Mundo Dodgeball. 1-1 going to game 3.
I missed too many shots.
no, I choked.
The way round 3 works, you need to decide who's your PC and who's your ball thrower.
You still feeling that hit to your ego?
No, I think we'll see. Stay tuned. Don't want to spoil anything.
Who wins?
Yeah, someone's about to win.
Clearly, we won because your ego is shattered.
We'll see. Coming up next, though, is actually Dignitas.
A League of Legends game.
Yeah, versus NRG.
League of Legends.
And Dignitas just won yesterday off the back of Tomo, who's looking a lot better. He subbed in to a tough situation last split, and it feels like he is stepping up this split along with a lot of the other members of Dignitas to actually start piling up a bunch of wins. This game that they won was more wins than they won in all of spring.
And this, to me, was a confidence-building fight for Tomo. Yes, it's already won, but the play we're going to see at the end of this, you need to really be confident to be willing to make. Because if you fail this W flash execute and say die under the turret to Wild Turtle, you're getting flamed. This is a very close game right there. Then he drops his mouse.
Hey!
He does a mouse drop.
That's a confident mouse drop to your point, though. Did he look panicked, or did he get that thing right back?
No, he did that purposely. That was a mic drop for him after the fight.
Yeah.
Boom.
He's recalling back to base, throws it down. But yeah, it's really cool to see him stepping up. Jensen had a great game. Finally, it felt like again.
Yeah.
Santorin, maybe his best game in the split.
Rich or rock as usual.
Yep. No, well, okay. But the
Pots faker.
The bot side of the map, I think the team as a whole has really gotten together. The first few weeks, it did feel like Rich had to play, like had to put in an Herculean effort. But right now, Tomo's had some great games. He had a great Aphelios performance even before that. So good job to them.
About the NRG side, what are you guys feeling about them since it has been a bit of a struggle bus?
They need to have strong mental. Because there's a lot of good to take from their games that you could not tilt off of, and then there's a lot of tilt stuff because they've just played the longest games where you're going to be able to nitpick mistakes if that's what you're into.
Yeah, I mean, I think even just now in the interview with Huhi, right, he's like, we figured out we needed to work on our mid-game macro. It's very difficult. I feel like this is the first time we saw improvement in that in today's game. And like a lot of NRG's mistakes are coming from an overarching look at like how they play out their leads. And I think they're well aware of it, but that is a very difficult thing to then course correct.
All right, you see IgNar slamming that headset on. Sounds like we're about to get ready to get into games. So let's head back out to the casters.
Thank you very much, Analyst Lounge. Welcome back, everybody, for game number 3, NRG versus Dignitas. It's just me and Kobe for this one. We kicked Mark and Raz both out this time.
Double KO. We got them both.
Yeah. It's like Pioshik versus the target dummy at the beginning of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Honestly, though, there's a couple things I'm looking out for in this matchup specifically, and their champion-specific kind of stories in their own.
Okay.
Rich Cassante, boom. That's number one. Don't give that to Dignitas.
Yeah, you got to ban that.
Ban that for sure. Contractz Ivern has become a thing. He's our only jungler that is putting a lot of practice time in on it. And NRG right now, this patch is not going to last forever. If you're going to play Ivern, this is the patch to do it before he gets nerfed on live. And Contractz has been putting in the work here. I want to see if they build another team comp around the Ivern jungle pick for him. And then, of course, Rel for either support.
Yeah, Rel's pretty good,
which is
man.
kind of a story that we can bridge to every team. Interesting.
Yeah, turns out when a champion's really, really, really strong, it works for a lot of players and a lot of teams.
And especially for NRG, it has kind of been one of the key factors in turning around their summer split so far, because they had a really rough start, but getting IgNar on the Rel and getting IgNar roaming around, making plays with Contractz, going up to the top side of the map has been a big lift for that squad.
Look, man, you're talking about a guy who I will always associate with fervor of battle, Leona. I want to see him on some Chad supports, all right? I want to see him on enchanters. I want to see him on those supports that are ready to engage and lead the way for the rest of these guys in the team fight. But let's see how this one goes in the draft. These two teams also very close to one another in the standings.
First of our stories.
But, yep, goodbye story about Ivern. That one ain't getting read today. LeBlanc also banned out because Static Shiv XD.
Yeah, generally right now for ban strategy, blue side gets a lot more freedom because red side is kind of pinned down with LeBlanc and Nico bans. It's really difficult to give those over. So it squeezes you down and freezes up blue side to give a lot more target bans. They decide we're going to target Contractz, take away the Ivern here. And NRG with their one kind of free floating ban on that side, they think they're just going to keep layering on to the mid lane and take away the Azir that Jensen and Dignitas have used over and over and over. It's one of his most comfortable champions while simultaneously being very good in the meta right now. So they pinpoint that one. I assume they're going to follow it up with the Nico and not let it through unless they have some sort of crazy plan cooked up.
Which makes the sign very topical, because guess who got through the bans? Who was not banned away from
and was first picked instead, Flowers, huh? Oh, a little twist on the story here. The Sejuani tank frontline here picked up for Santorin, for Dignitas. He certainly is one of the players. That and Trundle, he has put a ton of time into.
Man, if we're describing Sejuani as a twist on a story, it's like the story twists into and then they went to bed. Like, this champion is, I don't think Sejuani's much of a twist, but all right, that's what we'll get first. Santorin will be
It's a bedtime story, Flowers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, every time. Trust me.
They're trying to put you to sleep, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we got the Aphelios on the other side. He's a bit more exciting, at least. We got to see some pop-off plays from Stixay in the last game with it, so maybe FBI will be able to sing us a similar tune here in this one. Sion locked in for NRG and Dhokla.
Ah, the preemptive Sion here already. I wonder if they have a red side invade strategy cooked up for themselves. Because they invest in it really early, and they are on red side to get the extra value towards bottom side red quadrant invade with the Sion. Level 1, you do your suicide action, but that kind of has fallen out of flavor recently. So see if they still go to it. Maybe you let it fall out of favor for a while and then you surprise them after people at least expect it. The Xayah Rakan, though, locked up in answer, and this has been one of the biggest answers into the early Aphelios picks that we've seen across multiple regions now. So jungle support and AD carry locked up for Dig. That is the go-to role filling here. Nice. With the Cassante and the Sion, it probably should be a Contractz jungle Sion here, unless they want to have a dual solo laner tanks and have both Sion and move the Cassante into mid lane for Palafox. I think it would probably be better served having Contractz do the jungle Sion, though. We've seen it a bunch in LCK, and it works fairly effectively here.
Well, let's see how we handle the second half of the draft here, because Gwen is going to get banned out. They want to try to protect that Cassante up there in the top lane. Rich is exactly, holy Shiv, yeah! That's a good sign. I like that. Rich is exactly the kind of player who would not be afraid to take Gwen into Cassante, just try to slam him in that carry matchup. So they're going to keep that away from him. I wonder if they're going to put both bans towards that top lane role.
Renekton and Jax are the other two kind of picks into the Cassante. I would probably say cover the Renekton one if you're going to go with this, because Renekton Sejuani has really tough synergies to break. So many stun combos can make things hard for your jungler too. And Dignitas, meanwhile, they think it's going to be double solo lane tanks. So
yeah,
they're going to say, yeah, know what? I think you're going to have the K'Sante mid in Palafox hands instead of putting him on a carry like they usually do.
Also, remember that Melio is still available in the draft, and considering they already have Aphelios, who pairs pretty well with him, can really terrorize the bottom lane 2v2 with the Cozy Campfire range upgrade. Keeping the Kindred away from that composition stops him from trying to put together one of those Cloud9 style comps that can just run over the game with the carry jungle role. The other ban here, the Rel. All right, we were expecting to see it on one side or the other. Unfortunately, it's just on the bans.
All right, they will be missing that critical tool. Let's see what the support role is going to be here. Into Xayah Rakan. Try and go for the kill. Blitzcrank, Leona, Nautilus, all available. What you got, Who? He has been one of the supports to cook up the most interesting.
Yeah, I love it. Blitzcrank, lock it in. Let's go.
Nice. Get the combo. You use your ultimate for the bit of burst there. Hook, knock up, ultimate. See what they can combo.
I doubt they're going to lock Melios.
Yeah, I think they're like, hey, you guys didn't want this? You sure? Double tanks. Oh, yes!
He locked in Illaoi!
Finally, Flowers!
Plays Quinn, now he's playing Illaoi.
What? I've been asking for Illaoi for 2 years, Flowers. Ever since we have had blind tank meta and multiple melee champions, they see 3 tanks already and they slam an Illaoi. I love you, Dignitas. Yes, thank you for the Illaoi, finally. Plus, this is a perfect time, Flowers. Hullbreaker was turbo buffed. You get to play Illaoi into tanks. You get to turbo split push. Now I think for sure NRG should actually pull the swap I was talking about where they do jungle Sion. They have the K'Sante mid and they pick something else, counter pick this Illaoi. I know Contractz can play jungle Sion. It might not be the most fun. Oh, they're gonna get the Syndra in mid lane instead. I still think it's gonna be painful to deal with Illaoi. It's so good at split pushing. Your game plan is so easy, Flowers. You would love this. Basically, you just split push and you try and kill anyone who comes to you, 2v1 them, and you just keep split pushing. You build your Hullbreaker and you keep on taking 2v1s.
Some guy with a red health bar shows up on your screen. Your job is to remove him. Rich came over to League of Legends from Heroes of the Storm and just said, damn, you guys got a lot of champs. How come you aren't playing all these ones? And just started locking them in.
Yeah, Dignitas, they're bringing that fire to the LCS draft. They picked the Quinn. They played around it. Now they're picking the Illaoi. Best strategy is don't play around it.
Yeah,
leave it alone. Get your Hullbreaker online. If you go over to him, he's going to be mad because they're going to take away his stats. Oh, I'm so happy right now. Been asking for it for 2 years on the dive into all these blind tanks, and we get to see it into the K'Sante. All right, hopefully he doesn't get knocked into the tower.
I am looking up Illaoi's ability names right now because I forgot she was a champion in League of Legends.
I wouldn't have outed you. I would have let you just, you know.
Oh, no, I'm gonna
you're so good with all of these ability names.
No, I'm owning this one.
Obviously memorized.
I forgot Illaoi was in the game, but now I'm all caught up. Okay, we're good. I know the terminology.
You are a master of the tentacles.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's just say I did my homework. Okay, anyway. Let's see how well this plays out, because like you said, it's so strong into these tanks. It's so difficult to deal with in a Hullbreaker scenario. Remember, every Illaoi highlight you've ever seen, everybody out there, think back to the YouTube Illaoi clips or whatever that you've come across. They all start with dudes running into Illaoi because they don't know what she does. If you underestimate her, you will get tentacle slapped.
Yeah, because it's all about that healing, so much max health scaling here for Illaoi. So if you have multiple tanks and you're facing top and jungle tank, I love it. All right, let's see if they can actually pull it off. Dignitas here, currently ahead of NRG in the standings, and NRG, they've thrown in the IgNar Blitzcrank for their little bit of spice to see if they can get any God Hand hook kills for IgNar. And with a sweeper start as well, see how spicy do they want to get with it. They just want to use it for brush control on the bottom side. Any sort of delayed action here. The defensive ward is up for Dignitas by Raptors to see if they're getting a little bit too greedy with any sort of late invades, and it will be a topside start for Santorin. Love it. You're already going to play away from the Illaoi.
Yep.
exactly as intended.
So Sejuani jungling, this is pretty normal. We kind of know what this champion does, what it's looking to do. Sion jungle is something that's sort of appeared more recently. So what do we know about this?
I mean, it's the exact same champion, no different. You're just going to be stacking up in the jungle to be able to farm. He has good AoE with the Q. Start on Raptors, do the red quadrant clear down to the bottom side too, because you're pretty well aware that your opponents are going to try this strategy as well. And Sion can stack up very effectively.
Okay.
Still make use of his health scaling, still be the exact same frontliner. You'll be a little bit less powerful because you are coming from jungle and you are not chaining kills. You are not a jungle carry champion. You are going to be a much more low econ Sion, but you still get extra health from the passive, no problem. So you do get that extra value still and can operate with a little bit less gold, less experience than a top laner normally can.
And I like that in the context of, yes, jungle is a lower economy role. It's typically the second from last economy in a game of League of Legends, and just being able to supplement it with the free stats on the Soul Furnace is going to make him feel a lot better, while Rich is not feeling so hot about this 1v1, has to flash away from Dhokla, who hits level 3 first.
Yeah, and because you're a little bit more low econ, a little bit more squishy, Contractz went with a phase rush, so you can have the extra burst of speed to get back out afterwards, or chase him on down, turn into a zombie.
Yeah. Oh, nice interrupt there on the decimating smash. Make sure it does not get the knock-up. But Santorin will just chase Contractz away, and we're not going to get any more PvP. Both the bottom lanes were rotating up to it, so neither side wants to over-index on that early fight.
We'll see how much use Contractz gets out of the zombie passive this game, if he can effectively use the whole kit of the champion.
That's the tricky part. You got to make sure you have them good deaths.
Meanwhile, my other favorite part about Illaoi, and I'm always trying to get my top laners to play it, not only do I not ever have to go up there as a jungler and gank, but they do give great leashes. And you see the Sejuani here, Santorin, fully finishing his clear.
Yeah, he's so far ahead.
With the extra little boost of the leash, plus the more efficient route here, whereas Contractz actually walked around to get that deeper ward for himself and is looking bottom. So Santorin will hold on to, for now, the double camp lead. Palafox is trying to yoink away the Scuttle Crab. He's going to hand it to Contractz and scatter the wicket, but it's not quite close enough for the smite before it runs on home.
I always think it's so funny when Syndra does that goofy stuff and just throws the crab or the blue buff somewhere else. Meanwhile, bottom lane 2v2, IgNar gets smacked around a little bit, and FBI can't get enough firepower back to make it an even trade.
Pretty hilarious, but does not work out. A split second there of extra distance, and Contractz would have been in range for the smite, but now he'll just go get the second clear on Raptors Krugs and go for his first base.
Alrighty, everything pretty standard across the lanes here. Nothing out of the ordinary too much. Even farm up there in that top lane matchup that we never get to see. For anybody who missed the little blurb on the side of the screen that popped up a couple of minutes ago, last time we saw Illaoi in the LCS was 2018, 5 years ago. Man, 2018 was 5 years ago.
Oh, aware.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't expecting to do that to myself. Anyway, Jensen now going to make sure he's got a little bit of control over the side of the river here, but IgNar finds him. Nice use of the rocket crab there into the scat of the week. Jensen's going to try to walk this one off, and he does not have to flash. Holds the summoner spell, recognizing they don't have the kill threat.
Yep, only level 5 right now for the mid laners, so they don't have the extra burst damage for the ultimate for Syndra coming through. And they just end up sort of delaying the base there for IgNar. It is going to leave a little bit of a mark on Jensen. Lost a decent amount of health, but still has one potion in inventory to work with here. And Palafox lands another stun, though.
Nice, nice, nice. But he is getting pretty low on mana. Jensen doing the same, although he does hit level 6. The Orianna Shockwave, one of the most well-known abilities in all of League of Legends, has turned so many team fights, but we're not really at the point where we're going to get those big fights just yet.
Good ward from Palafox. Knowing the supports are on their recall timers and jungle actually syncing up this time really early. Santorin's only level 5, so there's not tremendous threat, and another hook from IgNar.
IgNar dialing these in, nicely aimed, finds Diamond, but he can just instantly disengage it. Doesn't even really take much more than 100, 150 damage.
Okay. So we have a couple of little grabby hands, but nobody actually dying just yet.
The claw machine at the fair. He's trying to get somebody, but before he gets them all the way over to the bucket, they drop right back into the pile.
Yeah, it even like gave the false sense of, oh, look, you got it. You're right on target.
Yup.
Ah, too bad.
Slips away.
Slips away.
Put in another quarter and try again.
Yeah.
Up here on the top side, you can see Rich hitting Dhokla with those tests of spirit. And remember that if he kills the Spirit all the way, it's going to infect you with these tentacles spawning around you, or if you walk out of the range while it still exists, you're also going to spawn them. So the trick is you stay within range of it, try to make it so he can't kill it in time, and you stick around long enough to not cause the distance break. Otherwise, you're getting those tentacles you have to deal with clear them out.
Yeah. All right, looks like he's going for another base to get further along towards the hull breaker while the rest of the team takes care of the dragon. Contractz doesn't have ult, but he's walking on over.
All right, Dignitas going after the Drake first, but they disengage and go for the fight instead. IgNar is going to be the target, but now they got to be careful because FBI is providing the DPS. Back off to the other side. He disengages back to his team, down to 200 HP. Dignitas win out in terms of health bars. Drake's still at about 2,000. Contractz wants to be able to contest here with a smite fight. Palafox still with the ulti ready to go here on Syndra. That could be a difference maker.
FBI
Santorin's only level 5. He has to dash back out of the pit there with the Arctic Assault. NRG, they're sending FBI home. He does not have any more work to do here. Dignitas trying to keep this Drake pulled off to the side, but it's getting very impatient. The Lizard is not happy with the state of this team fight. It goes back into the pit and goes back to bed.
Yeah, NRG are able to harass them off the dragon, get it to reset, and buy that time for FBI to recall because, like you said, he had to work his way through the opposite side of that team fight to get on over to the team and sustained a lot of damage in doing so. So meanwhile, IgNar delays the minion wave in getting into the tower here, so just one ranged minion drops before FBI gets back, and they're able to have him catch up a lot. He did not have to flash, though, so in the end, NRG come out with double summoner advantage for their bottom lane after all the craziness of the skirmish down there.
And still no kills, still no Drake. Rift Herald only just spawned 15 seconds ago, so we'll see if the teams want to highly prioritize that nice and early. Camera's just kind of watching these little quick trades back and forth between the top laners. Dhokla does have the level 8 advantage there. Rich finally getting that last minion to catch up to him. And Illaoi is so deadly in these small corridors, these choke points. If you're looking at something like a river fight, like one of these ramps entering into the jungle, if Illaoi can get one of those huge leaps of faith that spawn multiple tentacles, you're hitting multiple targets at the same time, she can crush a fight. And it's up to NRG to make sure they don't put themselves in a spot where she can do that. Big Illaoi plays, and I'll say it again, I already said it earlier, start with dudes who don't know what Illaoi does, walking straight into her.
They certainly do, and nobody's been walking up there. Yeah, no tanks want a part of it. With the Caulfield's Warhammer, though, isn't going to be rushing for the Hullbreaker, so we'll be along with Rich on this journey and see where he actually goes with it. He's still doing a lot of work here onto Dhokla. Yep. A lot of harassment, and with the Test of Spirit also landing, it's going to get even more painful.
Yep, you can see him proccing the kills on that Spirit multiple times, constantly causing more of these tentacles to spawn. As long as you're paying attention to it, it's pretty easy to just sidestep them as they spawn and do their initial slam. Remember, on spawn, they'll slam the champion, and then whenever Illaoi is nearby and uses the Harsh Lesson, they'll also slam along with her. So Dhokla's just got to make sure he's not taking that free damage from those. As Rich steps up again, gets a demolished proc, gets the first plate, point blank, Test of Spirit again, more tentacles, more ghosts, means more ghost tentacles.
And those things are going to be slapping hard with the Caulfield's rush instead. Everyone dodged. You get a big groan out of the audience. Those things hit hard. I mean, yeah. By not rushing for the Hullbreaker, yeah, you're not going to get as crazy of a split push too early, but if you go Black Cleaver rush, then you're going to be able to shred armor of the front line no problem when they come to try and attack you too, and maybe you actually get some more surprise kills. So a little bit less of the durability of the rush for the Hullbreaker, but going Black Cleaver, we'll see if he can make any sorts of chases happen too, because you also can get the move speed.
Very, very effective stuff. And there it is. The item completed 10.5 minutes into the game. The Black Cleaver for the Illaoi. Santorin knows that top lane is under control now. Illaoi is perfectly happy up there, so he's going to continue focusing on the other side of the map, looking for this first Drake yet again. Only difference is this time, NRG's nowhere to be found. They're not even in the neighborhood. Makes it very easy for Dignitas to secure that one for themselves.
All right. You love to see it for the team that does have such a good split pushing champion to get a gold lead and a Dragonflowers. Dignitas in summer, a completely different beast.
They already got more wins than they had in spring.
Yes, sir.
4 versus 3. Look, I'm not a genius, but I can do that math, all right? Dignitas.
What if they double? If they can go for 6?
I mean, hey, if they win this one, they're only one off. Contractz coming in, looking for the angle here on Palafox, on to Jensen. Mind you, Palafox just barely not having the damage to secure the kill. Meanwhile, back in the river now, Tomo's in some trouble. Goes up into the air, the feathers fly, but Tomo won't die. Trying to continue kiting this one out. A little bit more lockdown from FBI, but a nice grand entrance from Diamond again, trying to get Dignitas away, but his first blood back over to Palafox. Jensen drops. Santorin has to try to run, but Diamond's gonna be the target next. A double kill back over to Syndra. Dignitas just gets slammed. Energy find through.
I'm loving the phase rush Sion for Contractz here, Flower. So many Qs landing. Devastating Dignitas. NRG quickly say, what gold lead? I don't see no gold lead.
Beautifully done, man. They go in. It looked like Jensen was just going to barely get away, surviving the unleashed power. But because everybody from Dig was trying to hang around and bail everybody else out, they still end up getting caught. Nice scatter the weak there from Palafox. Means Jensen can't use the shockwave after he positions the ball to try to pull him back. So no counter kill for Dig.
Yeah, huge stuff for NRG. They even get everyone out alive. Palafox gets the push in before going back, and he's got teleport, so he can teleport right back to it.
Man, oh man. Okay, that was huge for NRG, because Dignitas, you were already talking about, hey man, if we've got the split push champion, we have a lead, we got a Drake, it's all great, but not when the big pink truck of doom has anything to say about it.
Choo choo! Here we go. Direct hits, full combo. Santorin tries to peel, he does get the ultimate, and like you said, for now, Jensen lives. Not enough spheres on the ground to be able to finish the kill, but Tomo gets attacked by IgNar, and inside the river here, last purple gun auto into the root from Aphelios does keep him around, and Palafox flashing over to finish Jensen. Then the chase down here. Phase rush on the Sion, so Contractz gets just enough chase distance here to be able to get another Q off and collect the extra kills.
Beautifully done there from NRG. Now they're liking the game state a lot more than before. Rich, however, still continuing to just love this state of top lane. The power of that Black Cleaver, like you were talking about, it gives him move speed, it gives him the armor shred, it gives him absolute dominance in this 1v1 over Dhokla.
And it's just going to be a better teamfight build. By not rushing for the hole breaker and going full like solo Q split push, he actually will be able to teamfight with the rest of the squad later and be a big frontline demolishing those tanks. Jensen, good kill for himself.
Now hold on, Rich is also fighting up against the K'Sante here. So many times we have seen K'Sante ult somebody underneath his turret and it turns into a K'Sante moment. Rich just spawned a tentacle and said, hell no.
Illaoi versus tanks. It's painful for the tanks. Even K'Sante, yeah, you can't chase him down, but you've been shoved off your tower.
Now, he's nearly got that tower down. Plates have fallen. He's got the turret down below 20% before that even happens. Now he's got to try to walk it off. Remember,
he's got no boots.
Yeah,
he's got no boots, so he's walking slow, but the slow trudge of Illaoi.
He walks with purpose, damn it.
He walks with purpose back to the safety of the tower to get his recall off. And gonna make Palafox take the long walk of shame back to mid lane.
Unlucky for Palafox, that one didn't work out, but hey, he's a 2-0-1 Syndra. He's feeling pretty good about things already. You can see now we've got the brown boots at least, along with that null magic mantle, little extra CC resistance on MarkZ. And we're talking about CC resistance. Palafox wishes that MarkZ might have gave him a little more. Even with those, he was not going anywhere when Diamond and Santorin show up and they give the kill over to Jensen.
Yeah. Let's see what they can do about balancing the system now, too, because that should be an easy Rift Herald. They take down Palafox. He's got no teleport to get out back on the map. Santorin starts it up on Vision, full confidence here. And another one here to grab back for Dig. So nice stuff from them to be able to punish. They say nobody goes and walks up the river towards Rich. No. That is Illaoi zone, okay? And they punish Palafox when he gets back to the lane. They pick up their Rift Herald afterwards. That's going to give them more pushing power. Try and take down these outer turrets.
And I always love seeing a champion like Illaoi or like Quinn that we don't get to see a whole lot of, because these days League of Legends has been around for over a decade now. There's so many resources available, there's so many stats that people have figured out, there's so many aspects of the game that are solved. But then when you see something like Illaoi, you're going through the test and all of a sudden one of the questions is in a different language. And nobody knows what to do about this. Nobody knows how this works. And so Rich is just in a place where he's slamming turrets, running the 1v1.
Yeah.
And Dhokla's a sad beat.
It's kind of a calming experience playing Illaoi. Just slapping anything on your screen with tentacles. Diamond here also going to get slapped with a Q.
Dashes away to Santorin, who was thankfully there to provide the escape. Diamond would have been in a lot of trouble if not for that.
Yeah, there's Sion here for Contractz. Getting a lot of small advantages. Palafox tried to follow it up with the ult into Scatter of the Week there, but Contractz, or Diamond's still too slippery, and he does survive for now.
Jensen just trying to get a little bit of chip damage here on Palafox as he re-enters the lane, but Contractz always still looking for plays, looking for chances to maybe find somebody. Obviously, Santorin's not the target you want to look for. Jensen gets stunned up by his Scatter of the Week.
Illaoi's joining.
Oh boy, Rich is ready to participate here in the team fight. Jensen still has his flash. Let's see if he can get away. Shockwave, nicely done there! And the leap of faith summons the tentacles. IgNar wants to get away, but they've got the quickness, and Jensen's got another kill. Dignitas keeps that chase alive as FBI has to kite back. A little bit of long-range damage over here on a Diamond, but again, it's Rich using the test of spirit, pulling the ghosts out of these guys, forcing them back, and taking control over the river. Contractz thinks it's safe to farm. No, tentacle.
Just going about your daily business. No, tentacle. Luckily, in real life, not going to happen. Don't worry, Flowers. Tentacles are going to pop out anywhere, as much as Aphelios wants that to be the case. I also love how the team set him up. Jensen shockwaved them in so he could get a better ultimate off to spawn more tentacles.
That was great synergy right there. that was beautiful. Oh, okay. All right, hold on. I gotta get my composure back here. All right, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Jensen's combination there with Rich setting it up to knock it down, man. The Illaoi, I'm loving what we're getting here so far. This has been great with this champion. Dignitas, they're up 1,500 gold. They got 2 Drakes to nothing. Only 3-3 there in the kills. But they've got a solid 25 CS advantage in mid. They got a couple of waves advantage in bottom too. FBI and IgNar coming down here to help Palafox force down this tier 1 turret. Rich is defending, but it's an Illaoi by herself. Can she make this work? Tries to get out of range, but no. FBI picks up the kill. IgNar barely survives tanking the turret.
Good little attempts, but nobody actually falls here, and it's just going to be an opposite side play for Dignitas, seeing everybody down there from NRG. They'll push in. They should be able to get the secondary turret worth more than the outer turret to them. Popping the Rift Herald will ensure that they get it in time before they get collapsed upon.
Oh yeah, insta slam, take that turret down. Bonus money because it's the tier 2 and they're worth so much more. NRG at least gets that tier 1 in the bottom lane, but it's still a 2,000 gold lead for Dignitas. 1 minute away from when the Baron spawns. And Baron fights with Illaoi. Now, Kobe, those get really interesting too.
They certainly do, because inside the Baron pit, small enclosed space.
Yeah.
More area to get hit with those tentacles. And we'll see. You know, I mean, it's just so cool too. Jensen last time had a good shockwave to group people up for the Illaoi, and if Diamond is able to keep them in place with that Rakan, they can do a lot of corralling and grouping up to try and make full use of the champion. Now mid lane under assault though, and NRG bringing 5. Trying to
Oh, nice engage coming out there from Diamond to lock down multiple targets. IgNar's already dead. Jensen will drop in return, making it a 1-for-1. Rich is here on the front line. Dhokla is low. Pathmaker to go unstoppable and continue the disengage. But Santorin's looking for the Arctic Assault on Contractz. Dignitas still with better health bars overall. They'll call that one a dub, even though it's an even trade, 1-for-1.
Yeah, it started out so Dignitas favored with the combo. Diamond off screen makes the full use of Rakan's kit. Full combo with the ultimate, dashes forward, gets the flash play, groups them up. They get the kill. Big blade caller. Tomo lays down a bunch of feathers. But then Jensen, I believe he flashed forward. We'll see about the replay. And he's the one who just gets chopped down by NRG.
Yep. Also, at least for NRG, they did pick up the tier 1 turret that they were going for there. Diamond wanted to make that flash snap engage before they were able to get that. Just surprise them as they're committing to it. Yeah. Unfortunately for Dig, it's still just an even trade with the objective going the way of their opponents. So let's take one more look.
Yeah, so E into flash play for the Sejuani ult knock-up Rakan combo into the big blade caller. Looks great. Yep. Oh, he was pulled. He was pulled. Okay. And he tried to flash away. Okay. It was a good hook from IgNar. Jensen was the answer kill. IgNar able to get it off as he was under attack.
Okay, Diamond's got to be a little bit careful here, though. Down to about 1/3 HP. Needs to disengage back to the safety of Santorin and Jensen. Meanwhile, back in mid lane, Tomo versus FBI. The battle of the AD carries. Still about that plus 20 CS lead there for Tomo, but it's not a meaningful item difference in terms of what that gold's converted into. Both of them at Mythic plus Kraken Slayer plus Berserker's Greaves item spike. Yeah, there's a completed cull for Tomo, but that's not a whole lot of stats here 21 minutes into the game. Still a 1,000 lead for Dig, and we got 60 seconds until Drake number 3 spawns. And Rich is down here, so you know he's going to want to participate. He's ready.
Yeah, he is. Like you said, wasn't there at the beginning of the last one. Wants to be a part of these. Black Cleaver plus his Iceborne definitely will be a bit difficult to deal with. The one trying to deal with him, though, FBI here on the Aphelios, also on a 2-item power spike, and playing pretty well off of these first couple of kills that he has gotten. The death cap also being done for Palafox on Syndra is huge.
A lot of damage, yeah.
Rich under attack.
Oh, Dhokla goes all out. Rich could be in trouble here. He's chain CC'd, but he gets a kill back anyway. That's Illaoi, man. 1 for 1. Top laners are both out of the picture.
Yep, that's what we say, Flowers. Game plan, fight anyone on your screen. Goes down fighting. Rich is good for 1, even with all of NRG going for him, and they fully invest in trying to kill the Illaoi. It's a 1 for 1 plus a tower for Dignitas.
Exactly. That's the benefit they gain, is the extra objective off the back of it. Nice engage coming out. They lock down the enemy carry, and Jensen pops them. Contractz goes out next. It's 2 for free over to Dig, and they'll win themselves the 3rd Drake of the game as the prize.
Sniped there. Nicely done. Diamond and Santorin getting their engages for Dignitas, stacking up the dragons on time here. Number 3 acquired. Soul point for Dig. They've retaken the gold lead easily, up to 2.7 thousand now. And they're going to transition right over to Baron. 12 seconds left on Contractz. He's got no ultimate, so Jungler won't be able to come steal. And I don't think anybody else from NRG should be able to steal unless Palafox pulls out something crazy here. I think it just go for the minions.
Yeah, there's no way that that's going to happen. That Baron is secured. 23 minutes into the game, 4,000 gold lead, soul point, everything's coming up Dignitas in this one.
It certainly is. This is a new Dig, Flowers. Summer Dignitas, a new beast. And Illaoi here, he sees him coming, so he hits the Test of Spirit. Then when he gets knocked back here, tentacles both slamming into Dhokla to be able to get that kill before all of the rest of the NRG members are alive. So even though he goes down, he buys time for this objective take by Dignitas. While the rest of NRG were focused on him. And then look at Santorin here. He lands a stun on a Contractz. He gets pulled in by IgNar, and he sees the angle. Boom.
Beautiful.
Nails the Aphelios. Another Blade Caller follow-up from Tomo. His team has set him up really well, but he's been there with that Blade Caller burst damage both times and earned them the easy stacking now. So see what they can do with the Baron buff. Illaoi split pushing becomes even more annoying. FBI here with the blue gun, though, annihilates minion waves.
And Tomo is building the Last Whisper into the Lord Dominic's regards next. Love this, think it's the right choice. You're going to have to get through both Dhokla and Contractz to be able to really participate in these fights. That's 2 massive meatballs. It's what we were talking about earlier with Sion having the extra tank ability, even on the low econ roll in the jungle. Contractz going after Rich. Decimating Smash ain't even going to hit him. Rich just walks away from it and has completed treads. But the base, everybody's going after Illaoi. That's not an objective. This turret's an objective, and this turret is objectively dead. Dignitas, they're just walking into the enemy base. Okay, TY, question mark ping, whatever it matters. It don't matter. Dignitas just picks it up.
You're spitting facts right now, Flowers. All true. Everything on screen there. Go after the Illaoi. That's a difficult pick to make in the first place, but with Baron buff, base wide open, inhibitor instantly killed here by Dig, and they can just transition right on over. Everybody rotating through the jungle.
Rich is such a pressure point for this Dignitas team, whether he's playing Quinn, absolutely terrorizing the split push with the mobility and just the lane oppressiveness of that champion, whether he's playing the Illaoi, just being the immovable object there in the side lane that requires 4 or 5 people to be sent after him. I'm loving watching this guy play, man. Dignitas was hyping him up at the beginning of the split, and I was like, okay, we'll see. I'm not fully convinced yet, But man, this guy has been awesome.
Tank jungle trade, Flowers. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, you love to see it. Well, not particularly if you're NRG, because they're going to need to find a whole lot more. Rich, taken low, taken out. Nicely done from NRG there. Bursting down the Illaoi before he's able to use the ulti and get that drain tanking online. Now Dig wants to disengage. Contractz, FBI, and Dhokla all at about half HP. IgNar even lower. So they can't really chase anything more after this.
Yeah, the spice that NRG brought to the draft was the Blitzcrank pick, and IgNar again gets another one. Got the counter kill earlier on Jensen with his hook, and gets one here to stall out the rest of that Baron empowered siege, allowing it to just keep one inhibitor down as the cost that you're paying. One inhibitor, again, isn't the end of the world. It is something you can deal with. It just does make it a little bit more difficult when the dragon comes up for soul, because then your bottom lane is constantly going to get pushed in, so it's hard to retake vision leading up to the dragon, and it should mean that Dignitas will get a much better setup, and it will be a situation for NRG that you're then walking into an Illaoi, and it should be an Illaoi with teammates around too, which is always very, very difficult here. So Dignitas going to get there first, use their positioning, try and set it up and make it difficult for NRG through the corridors.
An Illaoi with teammates and a stopwatch. This is going to be a very difficult situation for NRG to navigate. Dignitas still up over 4,000 gold. Rich approaching from the flank. Santorin and Diamond leading the charge here, but Contractz doing a good job being the only real target. They do not want to engage here on the Sion or the K'Sante. They want to find the value picks onto the Syndra or that Aphelios.
Yeah, NRG trying to buy some time for FBI to push out on top side there. And so Aphelios does get the push out. We've got 3 item power spike for the Aphelios. They got him enough money for the Lord Dominix, and that's the hope for NRG.
Yeah. We've got 3 completed items on both mid laners and both AD carries. 2 completed items there on the junglers. Jensen and the rest of Dignitas falling back here a little bit. Contractz is engaged, finds nothing there on the Sion. Jensen with a Banshee's Veil, confident to stand in the Decimating Smash, knowing that he won't be CC'd. Just continuing to try to force NRG back. NRG now wrapping around the blue buff, trying to see if there's a different way to enter into this river, but it's just not going to happen. Dignitas secure the soul for free.
Well, now it's an Ocean Soul Illaoi with even more healing. Flowers, would you like some more healing with your healing? And Rich?
1-800 Grievous Wound. Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, boop. Somebody get some heal cut, because this is a drain tank nightmare in the top lane.
Yes, it is, and you can buy more time with the stopwatch you're talking about, so trying to all-in him is very difficult, and we'll see, because Baron coming up is going to be another neutral objective that Dignitas can try and draw energy into. And if you're forced to be the ones moving forward and playing into all these champions from Dig that actually play so well when your opponents are charging forward, not only Illaoi, but also Orianna shockwaves become a lot easier to hit. The blade collar feathers, everything that you're laying down with all your feathers becomes very dangerous for the positioning for NRG. And Dignitas know it. They're just going to set up their wards behind the Baron. So any small corridor that NRG come walking through is going to be very perilous. The minions on bottom side will get that advantage for them, and Contractz just goes. They force.
Contractz wants Tomo, but Tomo with an easy sidestep just gets himself back away. Now IgNar finds a pull, but it's only on to Rich. Dignitas continuing their chase here. A little bit more CC on Contractz, but again, the Sion's tanky, not tanky enough. Tomo with the armor pen slices and dices right through him as FBI has to escape the blade collar, and Palafox will be killed instead. A double kill back over to Tomo as NRG are now down 2 men. Dhokla trying to get away from this. The test of spirit just absolutely melting through his health bar as Rich, Diamond, and Santorin continue their chase. Dhokla with the Intofo strikes, knocking Rich around a little bit, but it won't matter a whole lot. Minion wave crashing into the Nexus turrets. FBI's gonna have to have a miracle here, but I don't know if they believe in miracles on NRG's side right now. FBI kiting back a little bit. The tentacles still trying to slam into the ground, create enough space. Santorin wanted to disengage. Dhokla goes in, FBI finds the kill. Dignitas, they have to re-kill the inhibitor here in the bottom lane. It respawns at an unfortunate time if you're Dig, but NRG are wiping the sweat off of their foreheads.
So Palafox, when he gets up, he will have teleport. How risky does IgNar want to get here? If he can keep them interested on the field, possible double teleport play. All right, they're going to go for Baron instead.
Okay, Santorin's dead for 20 seconds. NRG are making the call. We're too far behind. We lost the Nexus turret.
Base, though. Your base is wide open then. You just used your teleports out onto the field. Dhokla's the only one who could get back to defend.
Oh boy, it's the classic base for Baron trade. This could be seriously bad news for NRG. The Baron's burning low, but Dignitas are in the enemy base. Next is turret number 2. It's going to be focused down. Dhokla's trying to buy him some time. Dignitas are now stuck in a 4v5 in the enemy base. They're in a 3v5. Rich trying to fight 1v5. They tear him down. Jensen's on the run. Diamond's on the run. Santorin just came back to life. The rest of his team's dying as soon as he does. Dignitas do not complete the race. And instead, it's NRG hanging on.
NRG, nerves of steel, Flowers. They call for the rare open base strategy. They get the Baron in time. Baron empowered recalls. Dhokla stalls. And they save the game for now. Aphelios is going to be an issue. Dhokla walks up. It's just in time. I mean, the Nexus turret goes down. Dhokla's trying to push away Tomo because Tomo is all of the DPS. And that push setup into the Sion ult from Fountain is just beautiful from NRG. They've got Dhokla getting the Aphelios right into Contractz' hands. Boom. Put that Xayah in the dirt.
That could have gone real wrong if NRG were just a little bit slower. But hey, a game that was 4,000 gold apart, man, is now only a plus 1k lead for the side of Dignitas. The Baron buff, you can see in the top left part of your screen right now, nearly at plus 4,000. Remember that thing starts off at plus 1,500 with the value of taking the objective itself. And we've got 2 minutes until the Elder spawns. So despite the fact that previously NRG wouldn't have liked to give over all 4 baby dragons to Dignitas, now the daddy dragon is back, and that's the one that actually matters. Even if you have no dragons whatsoever, this thing can change the game. If NRG grabs an Elder and wins a fight, they could just go straight for the throat. It's anybody's game still.
It certainly is. You love to see it, Flowers. Exciting until the end. Let's see. Especially because super late game scenarios like this can be determined by things as small as a basic ability. A Blitzcrank hook in the wrong position at the wrong time. So you have to be so meticulous in moving through here and being cautious when you're entering enemy territory, enemy vision, that you don't get picked off, that you don't be the one in the late game to lose it for your team after you've done so much work all game long. IgNar is showing now, so they at least see the Blitzcrank at the moment.
Contractz continuing to constantly be that front line here for NRG. This has been the guy always trying to start off these plays, always trying to create the maximum amount of space here for his team. Diamond is up in the enemy jungle, looking for a potential wraparound here, as you have Rich also pushing up the top lane, but he's going to recall, so that lets me know immediately. Dignitas, they're resetting, they're getting ready for the Elder fight. There is a Gargoyle Stone Plate on both top laners. That is the mega meatball item. The massive shield you get from that thing gives you incredible tankiness if used at the right moment. Only a pickaxe being purchased by Rich from that back.
And it's especially effective on Illaoi because that right moment, you know, as you're getting low, being the difference maker and getting off another one of the tentacle slaps, getting that healing could mean the difference. Let's take a look at it. NRG trying to move into the river first. Go say hello to that daddy dragon.
Oh, IgNar wanted to make a play, but instead the engage coming in from Dignitas. Palafox is already found. IgNar's gone too. Dig found their moment, but can they finish the fight? Tomo is free firing, and he finds Contractz too. Dhokla cannot get away. FBI cannot get away. There's no hope left for NRG, and Dignitas get a clean ace to end the game.
GG! Dignitas find them 4-person split away from Dhokla. They take care of business quickly.
Nicely done from Dignitas there. They had to be a little nervous going into that one because the game all of a sudden was so close, but they'll do what they came to do. They'll go to a 5-4 record, and they'll take down NRG.
Feels like it is not just the individual performance, but adding Rich to this squad has just been a breath of fresh air into every other member as well.
And he just keeps picking this stuff that's fun to watch. I'm loving having this dude in the lead, man. The Quinn, the Illaoi, and he just plays him like a Chad, too. He's not afraid to walk up and just be like, fine, I'll fight you.
Santorin back to his old trusty Sejuani, playing much more up to his own standards. Jensen on his Orianna, the trusty old champions here, Flowers, still delivering for them.
Tried and true. When you're trying to figure out the right way to go about getting it done, sometimes you just got to go with what you know.
And Tomo's just blossomed on this team. You know, yeah, there still are some moments to be able to critique, but so much improvements all the way from Academy.
And I'm being told that we actually have the comms for the last fight along with a replay. Let's go ahead and toss to that.
Go on them here. Is Syndra? Yeah, Syndra. Nice. Careful, guys. Careful. I flashed up you, I get range. Nice. Look at Aphelios, I can go on him. Yeah. Look at it. Yeah. We win. Yeah. Okay, we're just making fun, okay? Good job. Yeah, I was looking for the Blitz, but there was a Syndra. I get the Syndra. Just one kill. Good shit, Tomo. Good job.
Yeah, a little bonus Syndra there.
Yeah,
nice.
just wanted
Syndra right here. All right, boom, full combo. Instantly deleting 2. You could tell, even after they instantly took out 2, they're still like, watch Aphelios.
Right, yeah.
Everybody be cool. Okay, now we're good. Aphelios dealt with. That's the only thing that they had left to worry about. And that's the benefit of these super late game scenarios that we're talking about being determined by such small plays. Even though your top laner has teleport, you have to wait the teleport channel for Dhokla to join. If they run face check right into you and then instantly delete 2 people like that, there's no time. You've just lost the game.
The channel's only a few seconds, but a few seconds can be an eternity in a moment where carries are at 4 items, where everybody's gearing up for this final fight right before the Elder. But man, Dignitas got to be happy about that one. And a reminder to all you LCS fans, Fantasy LCS is happening on Sleeper. It's not too late to sign up and start a league with your friends and crush their dreams with your own LCS super team. You can head on over to sleeper.com or sleeper.app to give it a try. And now we're going to join Tomo and Santorin in the LCS Lounge for the Verizon post-game interview.
What? You're host. Don't look at me.
I thought that was you. All right, no problem.
It says Raz in the prompter. You're the host, not me.
Changed it to okay, fine. What's up, everybody? We are here, joined with both Tomo and Santorin. First of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
How did it feel? It was looking good initially, and then the base stuff happens. Tomo, from your perspective, please tell me about it.
Yeah, I think the game should have been ours, like at our initial Nexus siege, but I think we got too high fear or something, and we tried to dive Aphelios, and then the game stalled for like, what, 10 more minutes?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah, but it should have been like a clean end.
Sounds good. I know you are in a bit of a haze after a game like that, but
5-4 in the first round robin.
True.
Ending with a winning record, I think, is huge for you guys after last split, 3-15 total. A huge bounce back split. I mean, you guys are tied with Team Liquid now. Team Liquid was getting super juiced by everyone through the first week and a half, and now it's like you're in the same spot. So a huge turnaround. How are you guys feeling now?
I mean, I guess I'll go because, I mean, I played the entire last split. I feel good because now it feels like we're actually a team. It feels like if someone makes mistakes, we're still going to win the game. Like, this kind of feeling is really, really motivating. It's really, really exciting because last split is like, if I make a mistake or someone else makes a mistake, it just feels like we can't win. So it's like, now where there's hope and we feel like an actual team, and I think that's like the big turnaround for us.
Sweet. All right, so now we're going to move into the weirder portion where we have some questions that you guys answered last split. We sent out like a questionnaire. You guys answered some of them. Okay. Notably, neither of you answered favorite anime, which is a shocker to me. Do you guys not watch anime, or is this just you didn't feel like answering?
Wait, Tomo, you watch?
When was this questionnaire?
It was from spring. Bro, you said your favorite song is Hype Boy, your favorite food's Hot Pot. Yeah. But you just left off anime. Do you not watch it?
You watch?
I watch, but...
Okay, what's your favorite anime?
I don't have a particular favorite.
All right, what's your favorite right now?
Not even anything you're nostalgic about?
I think right now, Heavily Delusion's pretty good. They just wrapped up season 1.
I haven't seen it.
Wait,
what about you? Do you not watch?
I don't watch it at all. I mean, I didn't even know it was anime, but like Pokemon and stuff like back in the day, I don't know.
Cringe, man.
And then there are some movies that I thought were really good, like The Moving Castle or something.
Oh,
and I didn't know that was an anime. You know, I just watched it when I was a kid, and I was like, dude, this movie is great, you know? But
okay, so you do like anime.
Some anime I do like, but I just never knew.
You can get back into it. Tomo will hook you up, apparently.
You just realize you're right next to a normie.
Even normies read.
You don't watch?
I do. Actually, my favorite's probably Gintama. I'll just say that.
I don't know anything. So.
Okay, that's fair. Wow, okay. Actually, a question that I had towards you, Santorin.
Oh.
So they asked you, weirdest app you have on your phone, and you said the Oral-B app? The toothbrush app?
Yeah.
You have a toothbrush app? Why do you need an app for a toothbrush?
That's why it's the weirdest thing.
So why do you have it?
Explain it. What is on this app? What do you like? Is it vibration settings?
So it tracks where I've been brushing my teeth. So I downloaded it because there's an oral, an app. So like, I'm interested because like, what the hell am I going to use an app for?
Yes.
So I downloaded it, and it pretty much just tracks wherever you brushed already, so you don't miss spots.
Do you have to scan your mouth first, or
no? You don't at all. It just knows. And I don't know how accurate it is. You know, I'm not going to say anything about it. Yeah. I don't really use it anymore. But I was just interested. You know, like
okay. Is it still on your phone?
Yeah, I don't delete apps.
Okay, he's actually a normie. He's
got toothbrush apps. He's not watching anime. What is Santorin doing? What about you, Tomo? You didn't answer that one. Do you have any weird apps on your phone, or we can skip it?
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe all his apps are weird.
Yeah, maybe we don't want to know the answer. What's an anime fan's apps?
Actually, I have something that's great for this one. So when they asked you about a meal, your favorite meal to prepare yourself for, what did you say?
I don't even remember. Maybe it's oatmeal or something?
Oatmeal! It says oatmeal. How old are
Bro,
you?
You're so boring. What is this?
I don't make food,
actually,
so the only thing...
before our games, like, he sometimes eats oatmeal, too. Like, just to...
Oatmeal is good for the stomach, guys.
Toothbrush apps, not watching anime, eats oatmeal.
Oatmeal is really underrated.
You knit? Like, what's your favorite pastime?
Oatmeal is good. Oatmeal is really good, and it can taste good, and...
Oh, okay, you lost me there.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back onto the cool guy, Tomo. The question is, if you weren't an LCS pro, what would you be doing? Were you in school for anything, or did you have like some dream before you realized you were a god gamer?
I mean, I was gonna take like the normie path, pretty much, like just go through college and then.
Were you gonna be like engineer, lawyer? What?
I was studying comp sci, but.
Comp sci.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's basically what I got. It was game design, but it's basically just a computer science degree.
Yeah. I was trying to pivot into computer science, said screw that. The moment I realized you had to take some applied math in the university, I was like, never mind.
What do you think programming is? It's
it was okay. It's not what I thought I signed up for.
Santorin, did you go to uni at all, or were you were playing since like 17? But Europe's different.
So I did 1 year of university. Wait, no, high school. Sorry, never went to university. I did 1 year high school, and I'm done.
What the?
Okay, so in Denmark, it's like you do 0 to 9 grades in middle school, so you're done when you're usually 15.
Yeah.
And then you join high school when you're 16 or 17 usually. And then a lot of people take a gap year because when you're 18, you get paid to go to school.
What?
Yeah, that's right. So when I was 17, I was like, I really want to play professionally. I want to like try this path. Worst case, I just go back to school next year and I get paid to go.
And you get money for going? This is absurd.
This sounds like propaganda. I don't believe it.
It really is.
Final question, I guess, for Tomo. You and your teammate are stranded on a desert island. Who is making it out alive? Of all your teammates, you said that you think Santorin would make it out alive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this guy's like the most like athletically like capable, I guess. Like, I think he has the most life skills out of everyone on the team, so. Yeah.
What about you? Are you just
full
I'm
degen? Yeah, I'm doomed.
You're just doomed?
Survive like 4 days, honestly.
You sure? I mean, you're tall.
But you can do nothing for 4 days and survive as long as you're not like on fire at the island.
Well, you just answered that.
Okay, there you go. Somehow Tomo set himself on fire.
All right, well, that was fun. Hopefully I have more of these. There's a lot more I have to ask you afterwards. But still, Santorin, actually, you have a cast after this. So after, you can just head off right now if you want to. You can go straight towards the cast. But right now, we have part 3 of Mundo Dodgeball after the break. See you on the cast, Santorin, and we'll see you guys then.
Joining. Oh boy. Rich is ready to participate here in the team fight. Jensen still has his flash. Let's see if he can get away. Shockwave, nicely done there. And a leap of faith summons the tentacles. IgNar wants to get away, but they've got the quickness, and Jensen's got another kill. Oh, IgNar wanted to make a play, but instead the engage coming in from Dignitas. Palafox is already found. IgNar's gone too. Dig found their moment, but can they finish the fight? Tomo is free firing, and he fangs Contractz too. Dhokla cannot get away. FBI cannot get away. There's no hope left for NRG. And Dignitas get a clean ace to end the game.
Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Hmm?
Typical beginner's mistake. Yes, they all start from the outside. So, will we help him? What else? Here, try it with Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings.